Hello, my name is Jordi Pinyana, and I'm a core contributor to the Vocdoni project.
So hi Jordi, thanks for coming. For people who don't know you, can you say a few words like what do you do? And
Okay, yeah, sure. So thanks for having me here. It's really nice to be here with you all. My name is Jordi Pinyana, and I'm a contributor to the Vocdoni project. It aims to create democratic tools using decentralized technologies.
can you expand more on Vocdoni? Like what is it actually and what problem does it solve?
Yeah, so Vocdoni was an idea that was conceived during the Catalan referendum of independence. It was like a group of activists, political activists, people from computer science, people from universities. And it was because we tried to do this referendum of independence, and the Spanish state sent the military police to beat people on the streets for voting. And in my personal case, this is not what I learned at school. And yeah, I was thinking about like how this can happen in an European democratic country in some way. And yeah, I met some people and we started working on a project that allows anyone in the world at any time to vote democratically without the fear of being detained, prosecuted, killed, whatever. So we saw that there was a need, not just in Catalonia, but around the world, of having these digital democratic primitives.
But how does it work? Is it like an app or it's decentralized app? Like what's like the inside?
Yes.
Not going very technical, but just in simple terms, but like a bit of like the under the hood.
Yeah. So there are like two parts. One part is the infrastructure or the protocol, and the other one is the application layer or the web application. So basically, right now we have a working protocol. It's used in production by the clients and the collectives that are using Vocdoni. But since a year and a half ago, we redesigned all the protocol. And how this protocol works basically is that it's a distributed network of sequencers. So it's a ZK rollup that basically what it does is to aggregate votes, create a zero knowledge proof, upload it to Ethereum, and then you have all the traceability of the vote. So the idea of this digital voting protocol is that everything is cryptographically and mathematically demonstrable since the very beginning. So since you cast the vote, since the to the tally. Sorry. So this is what the protocol does. It verifies everything cryptographically. Everything pass like a set of snags using recursion, using homomorphic encryption for avoiding vote buying, and yeah, and from that point, we created a web app. Just side note on this, we are very focused on the Web 2 world because we had the need in 2017 of having something ready and working. Yeah. And the project is really Web 3 focused, but it's Web 2 oriented in some way. So with the years, in talking with people, with the clients and so on, we try to create a web app that is super easy to use. So yeah, it's just a web app that you can enter, you can register as an organization and start to create votes. And we have like two kind of personas in some way. So the organizer and the voter. And from the voter perspective, it's just a matter of doing 2 clicks. So everything should be like super accessible, like these things that people say nowadays, like even my grandmother should be able to vote without even noticing that it's using centralized technologies.
Yeah, that's very important, especially for this tool, because it's not only tech people who vote, and especially for all people, for them it's like, wow, it's a new world, and without proper UX, there should be like a big button, like a big red button, like here. So, but how is it used now? So like Catalan protests are over, nothing is moving. Like what is the use case for you now?
So right now we have like different verticals defined. So we have sports and entertainment, we have governmental bodies, like, at a national level, but also political parties, NGOs, unions, any kind of human group that needs to do the decision-making process can use this protocol and this web app. And right now, for example, it's being used by Football Club Barcelona. It's being used by Esquerra.
How do they use it?
So they use it for the elections of the peñas because their member base is distributed across the globe, and it's not really convenient for them for doing like analog or paper voting. So yeah, they create an election and they basically send the link for voting to their member base.
Wow. So how many people is that?
It's not a lot because the peñas, I think there are like 4,000 people.
Yeah.
But for example, we had the use case of the official colleges of nurses in Barcelona. There are 40,000 people. Also, it's Òmnium Cultural, which is the largest cultural organization in Europe, with more than 180,000 people. We are being used by, this is a really nice use case because we have been used by Esquerra Republicana, which is one of the prominent parties in Catalonia. And it was super nice because their member base needed to decide if they wanted to make Pedro Sánchez, the PSOE leader, the next president of Spain. And Esquerra Republicana had the key votes for doing so. And they decided to ask their member base. So in some way, we can say that currently Pedro Sánchez is the president of Spain because someone voted with
Wow, that's a use case. Then, like, the question here, like, you're incredibly successful in not just making tech, because there's so many tech that is made, but then it's not used.
Yeah.
And the question is, like, how did you manage to, like, for this tech to be really used, and especially for like governmental or really big bureaucratic things like like Barcelona Football Club. So like how did you manage to do that?
I would say listening to the user. That's really important because when you build tech, you always think about the engineering part, and you don't think about the user most of the time, especially when you're like a small project with not a lot of resources and so on. So since day one, we did a basic proof of concept and we started iterating on the UX and on the UI, like going directly to the people and say, hey, this is useful for you. What do you need? If you are this kind of organization, what you expect to have in this platform, what your voters expect to have. And well, we iterated a lot and we have been doing this for the last 7 years. And yeah, we did a lot of iterations from a mobile application. The problem with the mobile application is that nobody wants to install a mobile application. Then the web app, the first one was cool, but not super UX friendly in some way. So yeah, it was just a matter of talking with people, but not people that is not going to use your technology. I mean, you should talk with people that have the need of using your technology and that you estimate what is the best way to provide these solutions to them.
But that's like really super cool case, and especially like how much time did it take? Because I believe it was not a quick thing to interact with such big entities.
Yes.
How did you survive through that like really long period of like decision making?
Yeah, so as a team, we survived because we are kind of a family. We're super united. We are not money driven. So in sometimes we have like I would say a decent salary, but when things are not that good, we have no problem. We're not making any salary at all. So yeah, first thanks to the people that helped us during the journey. We had some private donations, people that wanted to help us in some way. And yeah, we managed to go ahead in this situation. And yeah, and also with the clients that we had, and with the clients that we have, we are providing some kind of consultancy services. So the protocol is open, you can use it, but if you want some kind of customization on the web page, for example, you want to enable two-factor authentication with SMS, then you need kind of a custom project. And yeah, putting this money and with the money that we get from donors, investors, and people that help us, we managed to survive.
Yeah, that's great that we are having you now here. Do you feel that you can expand outside of Catalonia somehow in the nearest future?
Yeah, Yeah, right now we are really focused on the European Union because I think they're making really good progress in opening technology to the people. So they have this EPSI, which is a public European blockchain. It's made on top of Hyperledger version, and it's even compatible. So this is super useful for us. And then we have the identity problem that the European Union is trying to solve in some way using the EIDAS 2.0 standard with the OD wallet. So I think in 2030, more or less, I would say even earlier, people will have digital identity on their mobile phones. So we are compliant with this standard. We can, it's easily integrable in our system. And I think this will be a really, really big trigger for people to start using solutions like Vocdoni, because the identity problem is solved, so they can authenticate themselves on a voting. So at this point, I think we're very positive about how things will go in the European Union and with the member states. And we have also a network of integrators, for example, Decidim, which is one of the biggest projects, open source biggest project in the world for participatory participatory society. And we developed a module for integrating also Vocdoni with Decidim. Decidim is being used in the Barcelona City Hall, in the New York City Hall, I think in the Helsinki City Hall, by the government of Brazil. And yeah, through this integrator, I think we can expand it. And also, for example, Latin America is a really, really nice and big market. For example, we have the case of Peru, that through the OMPE, which is the Oficina Nacional de Procesos Electorales, they passed a law which is pro-digital voting. And I think Latin America is doing kind of really big steps towards this digital adoption. And I think we have a lot of opportunities there too.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like with Ecuador and like Malay as well, even though it's tricky, but I mean, they're moving there 100% and they're doing that. But if we talk about like the initial ignitions that like made it happen, I mean, the process of Catalonia, what do you think, like for now, is there any space for this use? For instance, I don't know, like Nepal recent thing.
Yeah.
They could use your tech, right?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I've been talking with some people in Nepal trying to get a Nepali passport for...
Yeah, instead of Discord.
Yeah.
Which is like ridiculous, but it's cool, you know? For me, it's like, wow, voting on Discord. Yeah, but it's a bit tricky, but...
Yeah, I think I try to be positive on those things, and it's that, okay, Discord is not the solution,
100%.
But this demonstrates that there is a need in the Nepalese society to have a proper decision-making that is not controlled by just one party in the government. So, yeah, I mean, Nepal, whenever they're ready in some way, I mean, I think they can start exploring solutions like Vocdoni for doing their elections. And since they're like really Gen Z oriented in some way, I think people has a lot to do with technology there.
Okay, so your take on the importance of privacy. I mean, it's basic, but still, like, what's your opinion on that? Like, of the necessity of privacy in web nowadays?
I think, I mean, if we go to the definition of privacy, it's like this way of selectively disclosing information. If we go back to the ancient Greeks, we have this polis, so the public sphere, and the oikos, which is the private sphere. And I think privacy is one of the pillars that, as a human being, we need in order to develop ourselves and to grow, and to have like this kind of space for being who you are with the people you choose. So I think this is totally transportable to the internet or to the web. You should have the right to talk with people privately. You should have the right to transact. Okay, so yeah, the thing is that I think people doesn't talk too much about this right of transaction, and I think everyone should be able to send money, to send data freely with this kind of selective disclosure. So I think it's really important. And if we go to the case of voting, it's pretty obvious that you should be able to privately vote and choose whatever you want privately, because if you do it in public, like social dynamics can influence you a lot of payment.
Yeah. Okay. And the next question is to be about cypherpunks. Like, how do you feel in general about cypherpunk movement, and how do you feel like what is it now to be a cypherpunk?
Yeah. Well, I kind of consider maybe myself a cypherpunk. I think there are people that represent this movement much better than me. But what I love about this kind of movements is that they are willing to be open. I mean, without any barrier. They want to test things, and they want to hackle things, to break things, and really to improve things. So in that sense, I can say that I'm a cypherpunk or a hacker or whatever you want to call it. Because I like to improve things in a positive way that can help humanity and any kind of society. And I think for doing so, you should have the security, the support, the network, the resources, and the time for doing so.
Okay, and imagine we have it all, and now we have, like, in some future, we have this internet that we want, like free, secure, private, whatever. So what is this internet, like perfect internet of future? How it will look like, if it's like perfect and ideal, and how the life would look like?
Okay, for me, if we talk about infrastructure, we can talk about the perfect infrastructure.
As well, on many layers.
Okay, so everyone has their own home server, everyone is participating on the internet, these big cloud corporations disappeared, everyone is sharing data privately, they can disclose whatever they want, they have the right to be anonymous on the internet, and they also have the right to transact, and there's no kind of central point of failure in this infrastructure and in this new web that we envision in some way.
Okay, sounds like awesome future.
Yeah, let's see if we can make it.
Yeah, I hope so. That's why we are here, actually. So thanks for coming. Thank you, Jordi.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Ciao.